Last week I shared my Common App essay, and today I'm sharing my pen supplements. Hi guys, so if you didn't watch my other videos, I applied to Penn last November and I got in December for early decision, so I was really lucky with that. Penn had 2 supplement essays that I had to write on top of the Common App, so I thought I would share those with you today. And I thought I would share these essays to just help you guys who haven't applied to college yet with your college process and maybe show you what worked for me. Just a little background, I had pretty good stats for all of high schools, but they were nowhere near perfect. And also, I by no means had amazing extracurriculars. I was good at the extracurriculars that I did, and I did a lot of them, but I wasn't amazing at any particular one, and I wasn't like nationally ranked or even like really state ranked that much for any of my extracurriculars. But if you want more insight into that, watch my old video and let's get into it. So like I said before, there's 2 supplement essays that I had to write specifically for Penn, and one was more academic based and the other one was more community based. The first one, the academic one, the prompt was, how did you discover your intellectual and academic interests and how will you explore them at the University of Pennsylvania? Please respond considering the specific undergraduate school you have selected, and the word cap on that was 450 words. The constant question of what do you want to be when you grow up always drew an I don't know from me, as I had no direction. However, I've always had a passion for math. Whether it's 3rd grade multiplication or multivariable calculus, the process of learning new concepts have been an endless source of aha moments. Although my future was unclear, I knew math would play an integral part. Then, last fall, my uncle was diagnosed with stage 3 pancreatic cancer and given 3 months to live. This rocked my world. Before, death was a foreign concept, unable to touch anyone in my life. Bothered by my ignorance, I scoured the depths of WebMD and learned about the characteristic late diagnosis. However, along with shortfalls, I discovered biomedical engineering through David Isidore's work on identifying pancreatic cancer through chip technology. Seeing the impact biomedical innovation can have on real lives such as my uncle's opened up a world for me where math and medicine collide. The School of Engineering and Applied Science would provide me with the education and opportunities needed to facilitate innovation. Bereft of STEM research opportunities in high school, I devote my time to debate, where I experience the rigors and excitement of puzzling together information into credible arguments. At UPenn, I will apply the research skills I've honed at the George H. Stevenson Foundation Educational Laboratory and Biomakerspace. Open to independent research, the makerspace will allow me to delve into the causes of eczema, a condition I've lived with since infancy. With UPenn's single campus, I will seek out students of other schools such as the Perelman School of Medicine for collaboration. This cooperation will be invaluable as a single problem such as eczema will be approached by a diverse array of academic perspectives. With this research, I hope to utilize it in Penn Health Tech's Rothberg Catalyzer, a 2-day makeathon for innovative medical devices. However, all the research ventures I take on will lead to the Senior Design Research Project, where I will implement the engineering skills I amassed towards finding solutions to complex medical problems. Regarding specific courses, I look forward to taking engineering entrepreneurship because unlike most engineering courses, this class discusses the real-world feasibility of bringing innovation to society. Another course I look forward to taking is Bioengineering Signals and Systems, which is taught by David Isidore himself. Through leading class discussions and pursuing office hours, I hope to collaborate with him for future research opportunities regarding disease diagnosis. I believe that the application of knowledge through research and collaboration is the cornerstone of innovation, and at Penn, I intend to pursue both with vigor. This essay took me from start to finish probably 2 or 3 weeks. I'm a really big procrastinator, so I kind of put it off until the 2nd week of October when I was kind of like, shit, my application's due in 2 weeks. It was brutal for those 2 or 3 weeks. Like every day after school, I would work on it. Originally, when I first wrote my whole entire draft, it ended up being like 600 words and I had to cut it down by 150 words, which was really tough for me. For supplements like this, since the word count is so limited, I really had to pick and choose what I wanted to talk about. So even before I wrote the essay at all, I had a Google Doc, and I'm not kidding you, I read every single thing I could find online about Penn. I went on the Penn website and I clicked on every single link. I looked through every single club. And I think one of the advantages I had applying early decision was that I was only applying to about 3 or 4 schools in the early round. So I really had a lot of time to really get to know Penn, especially since I didn't even get to visit the campus before I applied. You know, other people who applied regular decision where they had to write these blank essays for almost every single school they were applying to, and they had to research every single school. And I think it would have been really hard for me personally to really research to the extent that I did if I applied regular. Also in the supplement, I really tried to bring in elements of within the classroom and also outside of the classroom. Regarding the in-class element of the supplement, I made sure to mention a few key courses within my major that I would take if I went to Penn that I didn't think would be found in a lot of other colleges. I tried to bring a personal element into the whole supplement by mentioning my uncle and his pancreatic cancer, and also mentioning David Isidore, who's a professor at Penn and who was also making groundbreaking research in cancer diagnosis. Regarding the outside of the classroom element, I made sure to mention, you know, the bio makerspace and also the health tech Rothberg catalyzer, the makeathon that I mentioned in my supplement, because I thought it was important to show that even out of the classroom, I would be making these strides to try to pursue my own personal endeavors. And lastly, since research and Penn single campus is such a big part of Penn's identity, I made sure to really emphasize that within my supplement to show that, yeah, my goals and my values align with the university's. On to the second prompt. This was more community-based, and the prompt was, at Penn, learning and growth happens outside of the classroom too. How will you explore the community at Penn? Consider how this community will help shape your perspective and identity, and how your identity and perspective will help shape this community. And the word cap on this was 200 words. I'll just get into it right away, and just like the first one, I'll kind of take you through the process I had and the thoughts I had while writing this essay. At Penn, I intend to join Pancakes, a club of student cookie lovers, cake bakers, and everyone in between. The prospect of exchanging recipes and maybe even my brownie recipe, a hit amongst neighborhood moms, excites me. After all, food is a universal language that everyone can bond over. Covered in a film of flour, baking scones and working at the Metropolitan Bakery would be a day well spent. Additionally, I hope to further my dorm involvement at Penn. As an RA, I've guided my advisees through both stress and celebrations. However, small observations, like seeing them act in dorm charades, fulfill me most, as these are the moments they see the dorm as a home. Although this much involvement is difficult within a college dormitory, I hope my experience will help create the same sense of community I found in high school. Perhaps my s'mores cupcake will inspire students' thesis on sugar consumption. Maybe my brownie will relieve an advisee's homesickness. Regardless, I hope my involvement will produce a happier Penn community, even if it's just a cookie's worth. In return, maybe Philly will even find its way to my heart through their cheesesteaks and choux pies. So this was the hardest essay for me to write personally in my whole application to Penn, including the Common App essay and the other academic supplement. I think this was because, first of all, the word count was so small and limited that I found it really hard to convey what I really wanted to talk about. And second of all, in the beginning of my process writing this essay, I was too concerned about how I wanted to portray myself to the college app reader. And I think that was really difficult for me to kind of get out of that mentality and just write about what I really care about and what I actually truly think I can bring to the community. In the beginning, I tried to write about my volunteering work concerning the volunteering club I was a part of at school, but even in high school, it wasn't a huge part of my life. So when I was trying to write about it, I found it, first of all, really difficult to write. And second of all, when I went to my English teacher afterwards to get his feedback, he said he was really straight up with me. He said it didn't sound like me. He couldn't tell that I was really passionate about it. And that was probably because in high school, I didn't devote the majority of my time to it. So I had to scrap that whole thing a week before my application was due. And I was in like crunch time. Like in a week, I had to grind this out. And it was so hard for me to write about it. Initially, I really tried to mention about, you know, all these like good things that I do for the community. But after talking to my English teacher, I kind of just had to step away from that and just really think, what do I have to offer to the community? I thought a great thing to mention was, again, my love for baking and also my love for baking for others, because usually even when I bake, I only eat like 5% of what I bake. And since I was really passionate about that, I found it really easy to write about. And also I thought it was a great way to kind of connect my Common App essay to this supplement to further show that I really do love baking. And then the next thing I really honed in on was being an RA in my high school dorm. The description I gave in the Common App application didn't really show my passion for it and how much I really cared about living in the dorms and how much a big part that played in my high school experience. And since I didn't get to mention that in any of my other essays, I thought this was a great way to talk about it. In the dorms I lived in, the majority of my friends lived there. The majority of my friends were also fellow RAs, and we all cared about the dorms collectively, and we also knew everyone. This was a great place to talk about that since I was giving so much to the community, and I could really talk about what that community has given to me personally too. Also, I tried to make this essay sound a lot more lighthearted than my other ones, since the other ones, first of all, were so serious, and second of all, because I don't necessarily think that community always has to be so serious. I think the basis of a community is inherently about those small interactions you have within that group, and I think that's what really creates a bond between people. And I thought a great way to bring that idea into my essay was to talk about how I would love to bake for my advisees and work at a bakery, because that shows small actions of giving can brighten someone's day up totally and make a bigger impact than someone might think on the surface level. So that's the end of my video. I really hope you guys enjoyed my supplements or found them helpful. Feel free to comment down below what you thought of my supplements or any other topics you want me to address in other videos. I really like making these videos, and I really want to make content that you guys actually truly want to see. I'm open to anything that I feel like I can give my insight on. For anyone applying to colleges soon, best of luck to you. Everything's going to work out great in the end, I promise you. I know it's stressful right now, but looking back on it, I'm so glad that I put in the amount of effort I did into the application, because I think it's really nice to see that effort pay off. So yeah, comment, like, subscribe. I read every single comment, and it always brightens up my day to see more comments roll in. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a great day. Bye.